Hey everyone, KG Tech back again. It's been several months since I made a video. It's been a crazy summer. I've been working like crazy. And when I was doing that, I also was able to upgrade my system. I worked like crazy to upgrade my motherboard, CPU. I got some new RAM. So I can really get the most out of this RTX 4080. So, new setup. RTX 4080, the MSI Supreme Edition. And then also got the Ryzen 7 7800X3D on a MSI Carbon motherboard, the X670E. So, I got that, and let's go ahead and play some Cyberpunk. I'm going to check out the new DLSS 3.5, the ray tracing, and see what kind of performance differences, if any, there is on my setup. And we will be testing at 4K, 1440, and 1080. I am going to continue to do ultra wide benchmarks. I have several games I need to do that on. I haven't been keeping up on it at all this summer because I've been working so much, but I do plan on doing more ultra wide benchmarks. I currently have a 4K monitor. I did upgrade a couple months ago from my 3440 by 1440, so I'll be doing a lot of 4K benchmarking as well. But I'm going to try to do these ultra wide videos for you guys as well. So let's go ahead and get going in the game, and we'll just check out these new ray tracing settings and see what kind of performance differences we get. So I'm kind of late to the party. I haven't even gotten Phantom Liberty yet, which I'm going to try to get this weekend, and I'm going to do some benchmarks on that as well. But for now, I'm just going to get into the old game with the new updates. Alright, so let's get into the menu here and check out what we got. Okay, so we're at 3840 by 2160 4K, and then graphics. Let's go ahead and turn all this stuff off and kind of get ourselves a baseline. See how much this game stresses our setup. So all this stuff is off, depth of field is on, motion blur off, everything else is basically maxed out. So we have ray tracing with the path tracing turned off at the moment. So we're just gonna do this regular ray tracing to kind of set a baseline. Then we'll start messing with DLSS and the other ray tracing settings. So let's go ahead and get MSI Afterburner on, so you guys can see what we got going on here. So we're at like 30 FPS, and it looks pretty dang awesome. This new update is definitely good. I really like how the cops especially get way more engaged. They actually chase you. Like before, you could just like go around a couple corners and disappear and they would leave you alone. Now they chase you down forever. It's pretty cool. It makes it way harder. A lot more fun. So this looks really good with the regular ray tracing. We're at 30 FPS, which kind of sucks. Totally not really playable. Not that great of an experience. But let's go ahead and get into our settings, and let's turn on path tracing and see how much this kills us. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Definitely slideshow FPS. I can't tell if it looks good or any better or not because it's so slow. But that's 13 FPS. Not good. This is not a way I would like to play this game. Alright, let's get back into our settings here. And let's go ahead and turn on DLSS on quality. And we have, let's turn off the reconstruction, just DLSS quality here. With path tracing, DLSS quality. And again, we're running the RTX 4080 stock right now, no overclocking. I will be doing some overclocking in the future for sure, because it definitely helps on games like this, especially with the new ray tracing technology. It's just insanely GPU intensive. You can see we're in the high 90s, usually pegged in 99%, even with the DLSS on. But it looks really nice. Some funky shimmering coming off that car over there. Let's get back into the settings. Okay, let's do frame gen, and we'll turn that off. Turn this to I wonder if we're gonna have to have ray reconstruction on with frame gen. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's annoying, but we got it. Okay, frame gen on, DLSS quality. So this is getting us back up into playable frame rates. Remember, we're at 4K Ultra, everything maxed out. Path tracing or ray tracing isn't on Psycho, but we're just going to leave it at Ultra for now, just because I don't know if the difference in the look of the game is worth the FPS drop. It's already bad enough FPS wise. But it sure does look awesome. Love the reflections on the sidewalk. Let's actually kind of use this as a reference just for the heck of it. So we're getting low 50s FPS, not great. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on the reconstruction. So everything else is on DLSS. Let's see what kind of difference, if any, it makes. Okay, so I think that's probably 3, maybe 4 FPS. And what about the difference? I don't know. If it looks maybe slightly different, not a whole lot different. We got a couple more FPS, so we're a little closer to 60 now, which is good. Every frame we can get under 60 definitely helps. If anything, it'll help the lows, which will make it feel a lot smoother. But these reflections look pretty good with the ray reconstruction. Yeah, this looks pretty awesome. See the... I always wonder how much people care about this, if it makes a difference to their gameplay or not. I don't know, for me it's just kind of fun to mess with. I just like games that look really good. I'm gonna end up getting chased. I don't like this. But the look of the game is definitely important to me. I really like messing with this kind of stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and... So we got a couple FPS difference. I don't know if it's supposed to make that big of a difference in FPS or not, but it seemed to make a little bit of a difference. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to 1440. And then let's go back to that. Let's go ahead and go back to there and then turn this off and see what kind of difference we get at 1440. Now, we're already getting pretty awesome FPS, so I think a couple here and there's not going to make any difference anyways. But I would like to just see what happens with the ray reconstruction, see the difference, see how different it looks, if it looks that different at all, and whether it gets any noticeable performance. Alright, let's just run around here for a second. Oh, this looks awesome. This is definitely a cool spot to check out the ray tracing. Okay, so let's kind of use this as a reference too. So we're at like 99 FPS, and this isn't going to be like the same across the whole board, but it gives us an idea if there is any difference at all. Okay, so let's see. So that's 5 FPS for sure. Um, the color of the light changed, but I don't know if the difference is really big or not. I know if you do a side by side, there's a small difference in the look, but I don't see a giant difference. But we did gain a few FPS. Like we were at 99, and now it's at 107. Now there's lots of factors that could be coming into play there, but I'm gonna say we at least get 4 or 5 FPS more, which doesn't really matter when you're already at 100, but still cool. All right, let's go ahead and check it out for 1080p, because I know some people out there might be doing some 1080p Cyberpunk. Don't know about with this CPU and GPU combo, it would be kind of crazy, but high FPS gaming. So now we're out in the mid 140s, which is amazing. Past my monitor's refresh rate, this actually is only 120. But the FPS is pretty awesome. So we're you know in the 140s, almost 150. Okay, let's see if any difference at all we get from the ray reconstruction. Just automatically jump right up into the 150s, low 150s, still down into the 140s. I think maybe that's helping our 1% lows a little bit. Again, just a few FPS. So doesn't really matter that much. I don't think it makes that big of a difference when we're already this high. So let's go ahead and change things up a little bit. Let's turn this off, and then let's go above 4K just for the heck of it. 496. I don't know if anyone plays like this at this resolution, but just for fun. So DLSS on, everything on ultra, in the high 40s. Looks freaking amazing. Everything's super crispy. Got some crazy reflections coming off these cars. It looks pretty awesome. Like the paint on there, holy cow, that looks great. I think that guy was aiming for me. Alright, let's turn on the ray reconstruction and see. Okay, let's go back for a second. So we're at 51 here, 50. Okay, so let's see, just standing around, let's see what kind of difference we get. That's 5 FPS, give or take. Yeah, see that at higher resolutions like 4K, it seems like we're getting the same FPS. Like we're getting around 4 to 5, give or take here and there. Kind of depends on where you're at, what you're doing, but 5 FPS. Now that doesn't really matter most of the time, but if you're at 4K, or maybe you're playing 8K, or you have a weird ultra wide resolution that's really high, those 5 FPS may be the difference between smooth gameplay and not. And it may not, but I think when you're below 60, if you're in the 40, 50 range, those 5 FPS can definitely help. So I think it's worth it. Now, as far as the look of the game, I don't know. I don't know if it really matters too much. Some of these things are so hard to notice. So I think kind of here it did make a difference. So if we look at the floor there and look at it, looks kind of blotchy, not super great. Let's see what happens here. I feel like that does look better. Definitely better than the regular ray tracing. So there's some areas where I couldn't really tell, but let's try this again. Now obviously when you're running around through the game you're not stopping and looking, but if you care about stuff like this, I don't know, maybe a little bit better, especially in areas like this. There's lots of lighting, and then of course at night it's going to be even more so because there's so many lights in the city. I'm going to say it does look better. It's not like a giant difference, but why not have it on? Because you get a couple extra FPS no matter what resolution you're at. Why not? So if you do have a RTX card, the newer series, and you're playing Cyberpunk, why not kick it on? Although, let's see, that only really matters if you have path tracing. So let's turn that off. And that automatically turns off ray reconstruction. So if you care about FPS, you're probably not running path tracing. Obviously, this still looks good, in my opinion, without path tracing, and our FPS is great. Like we don't even need no DLSS reconstruction because it looks so good already, and it's getting better FPS. But if you want everything this game has to offer with the new updates, at least up till before the Liberty download, I think going with the ray reconstruction is definitely a big help. Alright guys, I'm going to end this one. I'm definitely going to be doing some more. Work's slowing down for me, so I'm going to have more time to play. And if you guys are interested, hopefully you guys like these videos and subscribe, and I'm going to try to put out a lot more. There's tons more games I need to benchmark. There's overclocking I need to do with the new CPU and the GPU and several different games. Like Starfield is one that I'm playing that I need to do some benchmarking in. So there's several other games that I want to do. So hopefully you guys come back and check out this video and the others that I got going out, and hopefully lots more in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.